Good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I'm going to be doing a reading. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is your dreams are coming true. Let me take a moment to behave myself because I will behave today. I will be behaved today. Quick reminder, this popped up on Facebook. I'm going to be doing a 1221 portal ceremony. This has to do with twin flames. It has to do with galactic codes. It has to do with all sorts of magical manifestation. You guys, can you just please encourage me to behave today? Just encourage my encourage me to behave because, I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to behave. All right, let me get these cards ready. So, I asked what the reading is going to be about, and that's what I heard. Okay, so let me put my almond crackers away. Put that away. Okay, so it's a Monday. It's a Monday, and we're just gonna start pulling some cards, and we're gonna really get, we're gonna get testicle deep in this reading. I don't think it's a negative thing. As a matter of fact, I actually do have a really good feeling about this. I feel like whatever it is you've been putting so much effort into, it's about to come to fruition, right? Or I knew it. I felt it. I felt it. Do. Okay. I already felt something. All right. Okay. We're going to be fine. Let me just mute my phone or you're going to hear it dinging the entire live stream. My husband asked me, how come your phone is always muted? Well, because if it's not, you asked me, how come your phone keeps dinging? It's either muted or it's not. Okay. The Shrouds of Guardians, I think the last time I offered that was last year's 1221 portal. Because I don't remember having offered that outside of the 1221 portal. Has a tendency to the expedites, as I already got all of that. Expedites, as I have them set for special events, they have a tendency to be strictly for those types of portals. It's because of the frequencies that are involved. So if it's under special expedites, which I think that one is under special expedites, I'm not sure, then it's usually just for that specific portal. Okay, so there's a power that's coming in that's kind of neutral, right? It's neutral. So it hasn't been decided yet whether this energy, this power, is going to be beneficial or if it's going to be something that's upside down. I wonder if this is a third-party circumstance for some of you. And this is the person that's stuck in the middle. They haven't decided whether they're going to correct the situation or, fully dive into the misaligned, like really commit to the misalignment, right? For some of us, that misalignment is something that we heavily believe in. We think we have no other option. So we fully enter into that misalignment with this sense of there's nothing else I can do. This is it. And that's not true. There's always something you can do. So See, this is a refusal to surrender. So maybe for those who are in who are resonating with that third party circumstance type thing, this is an individual who is in a different relationship, not one with you, but they want to be in one with you. And like they don't want to admit that. Well, that's fine. Keep suffering. I'm saying, this might be an individual who has a lot of pride. And so for those who are thinking and feeling, excuse me, for those who are thinking and feeling that this reading, your dreams coming true, is about love and being in a space of love, that might be part of what you're needing to hear, right? Yep, fear. This is an individual who's in a space of fear. They feel trapped. Look at that, right? And then you have this other person who's trying to, and I've never had this sense from this card before. It's almost like this other person is trying to gaslight that one into believing the world is dangerous. You need me. Y'all, I'm saying, it's like, let me just breathe. Why would you want to be a part of that situation though? It's my personal opinion that you deserve a situation that there's no question as to what the person would do for you, right? That there is no question. Like for me personally, and I'm not trying to say that my relationship, my marriage is like the best thing for everyone and that I have a relationship. No, I have a real marriage. But my thing is that I never have to question the lengths my husband would go to on account of me. I never have to question that. I never have to question any of that. I don't have to be afraid of where is he, who is he calling, and yeah, you know, you deserve to be in a relationship where you are very much cherished and there's no question as to how they feel about you. I always am very, very I'm more than skeptical. I am extremely averse to any type of connections where someone makes me feel like I have to prove the way I feel about them. Makes me feel like I don't know how they feel about me. And unless I prove my love for them, the depth of my friendship for them, then, I'm not going to know where I stand with them. Like that's nonsensical to me. Either we're both going to be very upfront about our desire to be in each other's lives as friends, in a romantic sense, whatever it is, or like I'm good. I'm good. I don't really have the type of patience that it needs to be in that type of situation long term. I don't. It's no. Just no. No. Okay. So let's see. Beauty. Shifting gears, it's time for you to begin seeing the beauty in all the components. Like, see all the components that your life and your soul are presenting to you. See it all as one thing. See the big picture. I think for some of us, part of the reason we struggle with making our dreams come true is because we're seeing only specific components, right? We're not seeing the beauty of the big picture. We're zoomed in too close, and in zooming in too close, it's kind of this thing of like, you know, you get too caught up in the minute details, and then the minute details seem as though they are life shattering when in reality, it's not. It's not. You're seeing the crackle happening because the sun is rising on a new day, and the frozen the frost on your windows is being illuminated. And this is kind of like a poetic way of saying you've been living quite possibly in an environment that's a perpetual emotional winter. And if you're like me, I'm a tropical person. Like literally, that's my genetics is the tropics. Okay. My people come from a tropical island. That's my genetics. I need to be in an environment where there's warmth, where there is love, where there is, connection, closeness, that type of thing. Are you naturally a tropical soul? You come from a space that requires warmth, right? And you're currently existing in an environment where it's not necessarily compatible with you. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is what you have to remember in order for your dreams to come true. For me, still continuing with that analogy of being a tropical person, I have lived on mountaintops for years now, right? So I went from a tropical island to living in California much of my life. And it's this thing of after we left California, it's been mountain after mountain after mountain. And at first, it was a scary thing. It was a incompatible thing. But after a while, I began to understand that I need the proper equipment in order to be comfortable in an environment that's foreign to me, right? So no, I don't wear snow pants, everywhere I go, but I do have this thing where I wear basically like stretchy pants or thermals underneath everything. And the colder the weather, the more likely I'm going to wear fleece lined pants on top of my stretchy pants. And that keeps me comfortable. So it's like allowing more of your layers to be recognized by you, and knowing those layers are the very thing that's insulating you from this biting cold of the environment you're currently in. Using the resources that are available to you, right? Not just coping with a cold, but making the adjustments that are necessary to be able to successfully continue to live in a cold environment if that's what you're going to choose. Now, the most powerful thing you can do is recognize that you have options, that you have the choice to do, say, be, live, whatever it is you choose. Okay. You're already, because some people are going to be like, well, Emmy, but if I do that, then, there's consequences. Some people won't like that. Honey, there's consequences for everything. You being yourself has consequences. It's not that you did the wrong thing, it's that you're in the wrong environment. You're around people who basically are just, whew, I don't think that it's they can't understand you. I think that it's they don't want to, right? And so you have to allow yourself the freedom to really enter into spaces where you are celebrated as you are. Right? It might not be an external celebration. It might just be like the people in that environment, get a little bit giddy, right? Get a little bit giddy because you're just amazing to them. It's time to enter into those environments and you'll see yourself begin to really, really thrive. See, realization. You are the key, you are the lock, and every single degree of shifting that you experience within yourself is what unlocks you and opens you to the potential of you, to the potential of your life. Let's see. Growth in reverse. So, this is kind of you know this is kind of this thing of the growth is going downwards right now, and some people might try and convince you that that type of growth is wrong. Let me tell you that those people have no idea what kind of flower you even are. Okay, you know what kind of flower you are. Embrace that. Some plants roots will grow outwards. Your roots go deeper. You have the capacity to exist at such a depth that it's mind-boggling for some people. Those are not your people, okay? Yesterday, this reminds me, or rather last night, um I came across a term. I came across a term that I've heard in a song, but I didn't quite know what it means. So I began looking it up. Like, what does this mean? And I was like, does this have to do with the color of someone's eyes? And it was the Billie Eilish song Ocean Eyes. I was like, what does that even mean? What does that mean? And it was this thing of like, it means someone's eyes that have such a depth to them. This is someone who is so deep that you just fall into their eyes, deep like the ocean, right? So it doesn't even have anything to do with the color of their eyes. And so it's this thing of you falling into your depths. It reminds me of this card. You have to go deeper within yourself. You have to go deeper within yourself. And if there's something within your life that you're not understanding, you have to take the necessary steps to gain that understanding. Because, like for that song, I thought it had to do with the color of the eyes. And I was just like, wait, what does this really mean? What does this really mean? Because it came from a video about palmistry, and they're like, if a person has this mark, right? It's called Lilith's cross. It's this mark right here, and it's talking about like they have ocean eyes, and I was like, I have that mark. What's that mean? What does that mean? And that's why I began looking it up to figure out what that means. And I resonate with that. You know, it's like you're afraid of your own depths, but why? You're going to need to be able to explore those parts of you if you want to be able to tap into those potentials. Your dreams are going to be coming true, but it's going to require some energetic investment on your part. You're going to have to put in the effort that's necessary for you to be able to receive these things. I don't think it's a case of you needing to earn the realization of this dream. I think it's a case of you needing to allow yourself to go through the process of growth in order to understand the gravity of the dream that's being allowed to come to fruition. I think this is something that's already guaranteed for you. You got to go far deeper than simply the superficial things that you want, like, because this can come up in a different way than what you're expecting. Like for some, you might be like, oh my gosh, the love of my life is going to enter my life because that's what I'm fixated on. Like, my biggest dream right now is to be in a very loving, very committed relationship. And you're thinking with a specific person, but really your dream does not involve that person. When you go deeper into what that dream is, it becomes this thing of recognizing that person that you had picked out to be the main co-star supporting character of your dream. They're incapable of loving you in that way. They're incapable of loving in that way, period. Right? So then that means you're deeper, more ripened understanding. Whoa, what is that smell? That's weird. That's weird. I can only describe it as I am smelling someone's pheromones. That's weird. It's like I'm smelling someone's pheromones, and did you guys know that specific ethnicities have a specific smell to their pheromones? I'm smelling someone's pheromones. That's so inappropriate. That's weird. That's weird. All right, carrying on. The unexpected. Once in a blue moon, the unexpected will occur. And I think this is about to occur for you. The number of the self and the number of a solid foundation from which to complete this cycle. 43. 4 is the number of self, 3 is the number of a solid foundation, 4 plus 3 is completion. You're being put in a position of a solid foundation to complete this, right? To complete this. So, it's just one of those things where it's like, this is this is giving me anxiety. Is legit giving me anxiety. Card number 40, long night, moon, and darkness. Someone has been in a long, dark night of the soul, right? And it's almost like even the moon is obscured. The light that you once shined that really gave them direction, gave them a sense of something. It's kind of like being pulled back to you. You're pulling your power back to you, which I feel is a good thing because of the fact that you're going to need that energy to be able to really manifest a kind of details to your life that will make you extra happy, right? And it's almost like they're shifting from um looking for you in the sky, they're shifting from looking at you as a celestial being to then at some point they were seeing you as this solid stable tree with very deep roots, like you're immovable. And they love that. They love the way that you're very rooted within your truth. And now they're seeing you as the bunny, right? The bunny as in the bunny as in what is this? That's not a healthcare purchase. Hold up, guys. Hold on. I'm sorry. All right. So, yeah. Someone is seeing you kind of like as the bunny, something very very skittish. Are they trying to be your Elmer Fudd? um they're seeing you as someone that's very very skittish. They don't want to scare you off. I guess you could take this as there is someone who has very quietly, very secretly fallen in love with you, I guess. I don't know, for some of you this might be what's happening, and it's almost like you're that elusive bunny. So yeah, you gotta just let yourself be in whatever stage you're in, regardless of how people are seeing you. You gotta just let yourself be in whatever stage you're in, because it's like your growth is something that's not quite understood yet. Maybe not understood by you, maybe not understood by someone outside of you, but it's definitely something that um could potentially lead to some complications if your growth is going to be allowed strictly only if other people give you permission to grow, right? You can't have it like that. You can't do that. Because if you do that, it's going to be something that's very, very unsettling and unhappy for you. So you have to let go of the things, dedication in reverse. You have to let go of um, the things that you've been so dedicated to and have kept holding on to, and they haven't panned out, right? They haven't panned out. They haven't brought you any sense of happiness or completion or closure. You might need to just let that go. There's other things that your higher self is trying to initiate, but the lack of awareness, the lack of knowing that these things are happening for you is the very thing that's blocking you from creating the alchemical change that's necessary to get to that place of fruition. It's important that you do what's necessary now in order for your dreams to come true, because you do have the ability to block your dreams from coming true. You have that ability, you have that capability, and it's definitely something that that is a knowing that you need to begin really, really applying to your day-to-day life. Because when you do, then you can more powerfully um, you can more powerfully allow certain processes to occur. I feel like your higher self has been working so hard to make things happen for some of you. And for some of you, you've been fighting so hard to prevent these things from actually coming true. And, it's just after a certain point, you're going to have to ask yourself, what am I fighting and why? Like, what is it that I'm fighting? Why am I fighting it? If it's your own process, why are you fighting it? Right? Oh, that's why. Sorry. That's why. So magic, candles. You need to let your magic really come forward. I'm not talking about casting spells on people. I don't really like that type of thing. I don't like the violation of someone's sovereignty. I'm talking about really allowing you as you are to fully be on display for yourself, like to allow yourself to witness you, to finally begin embracing yourself and falling in love with the person that you're becoming, accepting the person you've been, supporting and cherishing the person you currently are, right? It's when we begin to shift within ourselves that we begin to see the world shifting around us. It's pretty important. It's pretty important. Shadow in reverse, allowing yourself to exit out of that shadow space where you are hiding much of your power, much of your capacity, much of your grace. Um it's just super important. Super important. You guys, I want to try something. Um it's super duper important that we allow ourselves to like really explore um, some of the things that we've been, kind of just ignoring. Let's see. Give me a second. Oh. Okay. So give me a second. Okay. I've been trying to catch Michael with this one filter. He's so sick of my shit. I've been trying since yesterday to catch him on the filter. Okay. Anyways, yeah. You're exiting out of that emotional winter that you've been living in. It's time for you to enter into a softness and a grace for yourself. It's time for you to be in environments that are very, very nurturing and soothing. Think of like a hot bowl of the heartiest soup, like your favorite soup ever, just having that on a cold day and really just allowing for this amazing life to unfold, right? Really giving yourself the permission to receive the type of support and shifting and changes that is very there's a lot of emotions being flung around right now. We're just going to leave that alone. So there's that upside down masculine energy. I'm wondering if this is the proper position for the mass. Don't ever touch my cards again. I'm serious. Don't ever touch my cards again. Anyways. Okay. I'm trying to behave today. Keep it up or you'll have a bushfire. Keep it up. Fury, bushfires. So it's kind of like this very intense emotion that's rising up to the surface and allowing that emotion to to be fueled by emotions, right? Being able to temper that. I came across a video that I can't talk about here, but I can definitely talk about it tomorrow, regarding proper forest care. It's definitely something that was super super informative. When you leave, okay. Bushfires can be prevented. It requires the cultivation of your emotions, the recognition of where the emotions are, and too much about that stuff. Yeah, for those who are in the ministry, um, the soul sanctuary.love, private ministry areas, if you have access to that as a recurring contributor. If you remind me tomorrow, we can definitely chat about it. We could definitely chat about it. But it ties into like, it definitely ties into the emotions that have been allowed to build up and become very dense underbrush, right? um Animals and companionship. So it's kind of like, um you needing to enter into the space that, I swear to God, Marlene is out of hand today. It's the sense that I get from this card. Sorry, have to have a death grip on my cards. Someone's deciding to try and flick cards out of my hand, holding it tight. It's almost like this recognition that you've been in an environment, maybe with other things. Oh, awesome. There is an environment that you've been in. And yeah, you better get this hoe up in your space because, girl, I Don't make the ratchet come out of me, homie. For real. You seen that meme of SpongeBob pushing the sign forward and then it says "Try me, ho"? Because I'm about to be a little bit square with your ass. I'm saying. I'm saying. um, it's she's gonna try and flick it again. It's this thing of like this desire that's being pushed out into the universe where it's not enough to be surrounded by other living things. There is this desire to be around your own species, your own kind, right? So if you're looking at it on a soul level, this is like a very intense desire to go ahead and really be in the company of like mind, like heart people who are very similar to you, right? Very similar in their energy, in their perception, and in all of that. Queen of Hearts, can you invite her to your place? Because I really don't want her here with me right now. I really don't. I don't. I don't. Electricity, wildness. So the wildness is definitely something that can quickly go upside down if you don't know how to harness that. um you need to make sure that you allow yourself to harness your energy, your intentions, all of that, right? All of that. Harness it with intent. Use it for your growth, to bring in your dreams. Like, greet your dreams with open arms. Let me look at all of these cards because she's wilding out. She's just wilding out. Oh my. There's a lot of fire. There's a lot of transformation and pressure to exit out of a solitary state, to exit the desert, like this wanting, this wanting to enter into your tropical spaces where it's. I'm totally being set up to say shit right now. All right. So completely ignore what I just said about moist. Ignore what I said about that. Okay. That does not sound appropriate. It does not sound appropriate at all. So it's kind of like, someone is in this desert. They're very solitary. It's a very dry, desolate type of existence. And there's a lot of pressure to transform. I don't know if it has to do with you or if it has to do with someone who might be cross watching you. It might be, can we shift gears to like career? Let's shift gears to career. Okay. Ignition and fire. Allowing yourself to ignite that sacred flame and really give yourself the opportunity to set ablaze everything. It's a lot of like throat clearing because I want to cuss her out, but I'm told that I can't. Yes. I'm just, you know. Oh, trust me, we're having conversations. That's why I have to keep clearing my throat. Yo, see, everyone want to be psychic until they realize the gravity of what it means and your experiences when just saying. I'm just saying, like, anyways, card number 23, defend to the end the worthwhile. Right? So there's going to be some effort that's needing to be pushed forward. And that effort is going to translate into you recognizing what is worth that effort. What is worth defending? What is it worth to you? How badly do you want this dream? How badly do you want the dream? What is your dream? How badly do you want it? Now, you're going to have to choose between the things that are unnecessary and the things that are necessary. Because as of right now, you're still running on a system of finite energy, finite attention, rather than being in a space of infinite potential. You still very much restrict your potential. So it's finite, right? That means you're only letting so much of your energy through. And if that's the case, you're going to have to pick and choose what's going to receive your energy. So you know what you're manifesting, right? The perfection of your life, the effort that you put into trying to make your life appear to be flawless and amazing and just perfect, that's a waste of your energy. That's how come you don't get to bring to fruition the things that actually make you feel amazing about the life you're living. You're putting too much time, too much effort, too much focus on letting certain types of things drain you, people's opinions, people disagreeing with you. Think of the thing you want the most. Think of the one thing in your life that would just make you feel so happy. If money was not a factor in how you can bring to fruition your happiness, see this visual of where you would like your life to be. What type of life would you be living? What kind of details would you have? And really, really place your invested energy into bringing that to fruition, right? We're not just going to keep dilly dallying. We can't just keep thinking about what we want and not putting any energy into it. We have to actually allow ourselves to make that investment. You are worth that investment, and it is worth your time and effort to defend to the end the worthwhile. Okay. The things that will bring forth the type of happiness that you've been struggling so hard to kind of bring to fruition. Heaven sent in reverse. There were situations in the past. This feels like this is something maybe recent past, or maybe it's something that's further in your past, but it's something that you thought was heaven sent, but now you're realizing it's not so heaven sent. It is not so heaven sent. You might have misunderstood. You might have received a message recently and thought that you knew who that message was about, only to realize that it was not about that person at all. It's about someone else. You know, like this message of you think that someone has your best interest at heart, but they really don't. They have their own agenda, right? They have their own agenda, and that agenda might simply be utilizing you to further their own agenda, right? So you got to be careful about what you're placing your energy in. When you allow yourself to take stock of what it is you want in life, what it is you want from the connections that you have, you might begin to really understand that you've been being guided this whole time. For the most part, you probably haven't been listening. That's okay. So most of us don't realize that we're not listening, that we haven't been actively complying with our soul. And once we start to comply, then things kind of move towards that end goal a lot faster. Right? Card number 22. She feels, she knows. I think you're getting a very good sense of what it is that you're needing to really pay attention to at this point. I think you're getting a very, very good sense of exactly the people in your environment that might not be so honorable in their intentions with you. They might present it as very honorable, but are they? Probably not. Probably not. So that's the thing, okay? Let's see what the other cards say. Okay. Michael says too, before I pull out these cards, to also nervous laughter. Okay, hold up. Hold up. Yeah. Okay, so the word wants to be written. There's some type of communication that's wanting to take place, but it's this refusal to see what's happening. It's this transformative process involving the throat chakra, right? It's like someone is trying to figure out how to communicate exactly what it is that needs to be communicated. What do you feel? But it's in reverse. So this is a case of someone not listening to what they're feeling. This is a case of someone not being able or willing to really recognize what process they're in. Like, are you recognizing the process that you're in? um are you allowing yourself to really see, like see with your eyes wide open, right? See what it is that you are trying to get through. Like, what is this process? I think for many of us, we're in the process of creating the life that we want, but we just don't quite grasp, or we don't quite want to see, because it's a very scary type process for many of us. It's something that takes us out of our comfort zone, right? Power of attraction. So you're bringing to you you're bringing to you the very things that you need to experience in order to gain that ripened understanding that will help you to reach the next level of what you are needing to have in your life. Okay. So, card number 13, power of attraction. You're existing in a space of fluidity as well as structure simultaneously. There is a connectivity that's occurring. And this connectivity, for some of you, is being expressed as a telepathic communication with other people, right? For a lot of people who have very elevated abilities, one of the controllers, one of the controller towers of the world has turned on the frequency to amplify telepathic communication. And so that's what's been happening, a lot of telepathic communication going on. Um, for some of you, if someone you don't want to hear is trying to communicate with you, you have to be careful. If it feels weird or off, it might be a case of a mimic trying to communicate with you. Okay. um, I want to put that out there because of the fact that I don't want you guys to receive something I say in any of my videos and that thing be used as a way to manipulate you, like something else trying to manipulate you and gain access to you. So even though I said that telepathic communication is increasing, this is telepathic communication that is welcomed by the sender and the receiver. See, it's encrypted. It's encrypted communication, right? There's alignment between the two. They're seeing eye to eye. This is not about you avoiding something and someone is just brute force accessing your sacred space to force communication. That should never be allowed, regardless of who the individual is. That should never be allowed. Should I add like a third eye shielding? No, I think you guys will be fine. I feel like you guys will be fine. What is already with you? So this is a lack of awareness of what is with you, right? What it is that's already traveling with you inside your heart. What is it that is really allowing you to experience this period of manifestation? This is an accelerated manifestation period. This is allowing you to experience all of that in a way that's just, um, very, very, very intense for some, like very intense. I'm just trying to see if there's like some type of additional message that I'm not getting. Card number 15, big bold vision. Big bold vision, being able to see your life going in the direction that creates the greatest amount of happiness for you. Have a big bold vision. No more of that same old, right? I'm sorry, Anyaya. I flooded the space with my energy to kind of push Marlene out a little bit. She's a little too much. All right. So limitless, celestial teacher, and free spirit. You've been operating within a very limited system. Remember, I was talking earlier about finite belief structures, right? And that finite space, that very limited space, see, limitless, it's causing you to exist in a limited space. And it's causing you to not be able to receive the messages from your celestial teacher. It's like it's being pushed away, it's being rejected. You're not existing as a free spirit when you're consistently doing things that simply mitigate your exposure to the very things that will teach you. Is that a message for me? Anywho. Anywho. So you are being awakened to a new way of being, right? New chapter, awaken. You're being awakened to a new pattern that's being established for you. And it's almost like this new pattern has the capacity to really, really, really push forth you stepping into a life full of dream fulfillment. If you let yourself really listen to what I'm saying in this particular video, you'll begin to understand that this is not about one singular event happening for you. This is about setting the stage for your life to become a series of wish fulfillment events, one thing after another thing, after another thing, after another thing, after another thing. All of your dreams coming true one at a time, giving you the time and the space to really savor each dream before the next one is fulfilled. It's a very powerful thing, but it's like, the pathway to get there is one that's really going to challenge you. Is going to challenge you to the degree that, you might lose your gratitude for the process that you're in. Never lose sight of what it is you're trying to do. You're going through this space of transformation. And as you transform, never allow your integrity to be shifted into something that's lacking, right? It's super de-duper, it's super de-duper important. This is C John. C John's been asking about all sorts of shields. Can you at some point offer shielding for the home and your expedites? How about this? I'll add an option. So this is going to be multiple shields. It's going to be shielding your home. It's going to be shielding your third eye. It's going to be shielding your abundance, and it's going to be shielding the cords that need to exist within your space. How about that? Because then you'll be able to have a very comprehensive shielding layers. Very, very comprehensive. They work together and they help to really protect all of that abundance potentiality. So let me write this down because I'm going to totally forget. And then the next thing you know, you guys are going to be like, hey, Emmy, where's the shielding? Where's the shielding? I'm like, what shielding? So the home, third eye, abundance, and all necessary words. And I'll add that to the expedites list. There. So I have it in my notes. I'll add that to the expedites list. So worlds within worlds, the spheres are colliding. There is a coming together of these separate, oh my God, that's what it is. That's what it is. So, okay, I'm going to show you the top of each deck because I'm laying them out beside me. So the shields or the spheres are colliding, the separate worlds are colliding, right? Because they're coming together to form one singular existence. It's something that is very much encrypted. So if it's, if it is something that is actually sanctioned by creation, then it's encrypted, right? So the worlds, they're coming together. There's a lot of that cleansing and that avoiding of the unnecessary. There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of things being pushed out of the life, out of your path. And it's because there's this, again, this need for the coming together to occur, right? So, right? Okay. So they're going from being side to side into a space of looking at each other face to face. And at one point they were fighting the process, but it seems like there's no longer a process that's being fought. And then the final deck, it has to do with this masculine energy, right? So all righty. So card number 52. Card number 52. My hair is crazy. I have a cowlick that just goes crazy right here. Let me just fix my cowlick. All right. Twin ray healing. It's time to heal. It's time to heal. It's time. It's a healing that's going to take place without fire cleansing. Okay. This has to do with, remember, it was just shown to us, right? No more of that aggressive type energy, unbalanced emotion type energy. The growth is being paused for now because one of the things that I notice is when there's illness, especially in the body, growth has a tendency to be placed second and healing becomes the priority. So you can't heal and grow at the same time. This applies to your spiritual journey as well. For people to be like, no, I'm growing. Okay, but have you healed? No. Okay, so you're probably growing in a very unbalanced manner. It's important to heal first before you grow, because if not, then it's going to be something that's going to not be so good. Okay. It's not going to be the worst, but it's going to be suboptimal. It's going to be suboptimal. Okay. So you have to be very careful about self-sabotage, about your fear of your dreams not coming to fruition. And then you overreact and you overdo. And suddenly it's a space of you sabotaging your own efforts. You've done that enough. You know exactly what that's like. You know what it feels like. You know the signs of when you start doing it. You know the emotions and where you feel it. Check yourself this time. Like, don't miss this opportunity to have a life where it's event after event of wish fulfillment for you. It can be something so beautiful if you allow it to be. And for some of us, we feel like we don't deserve that, that we're not good enough for that. We haven't earned that. I call bullshit. I call bullshit. Okay. It's this need to redirect yourself. This was in reverse. So this is telling me that you keep going down the same path that you keep getting electrocuted on. You keep getting caught up um in these vines that have thorns. No, you gotta go a different direction. See, for some people, they think like, well, I've already invested 10 years into this. I can't give up now. Yes, you freaking can. You absolutely can. If it's not in alignment with what you need, then you need to give up on that. You need to let that go. Why waste another 10 years? So now you've invested 20 years? Maybe it's time to see that 10-year initial investment as the time it took you to learn what needed to be learned during that period, right? Rebirth of magic. This is you being invited to come back into a space where you are now actively creating the details of your life. You are now actively creating the opportunities to have these beautiful, beautiful experiences by yourself or with other people. I mean, who knows? But it's time for that change to be allowed to come to fruition. So that way you can have the life of your dreams. That way you can begin really, really, really allowing yourself to enter into a space of not just fulfillment, but a decrease in the problematic potentiality. Um, hmm. There is this like shifting. I don't know if you guys can feel it. There is this shifting that I'm feeling where it's almost like unsettling to my tummy. I don't know what it's about though. I don't know. So I hope you guys were able to receive whatever message you were needing. I hope that you can quite possibly for the first time in your life begin to choose your potential over, all of these other things that you've been choosing rather than yourself all these years. Choose your potential, choose your happiness, choose your healing above all things. Allow yourself to finally begin healing so that you can enter into a space of growing. Okay. I shall see you guys again tomorrow. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe, turn on that notification bell. And again, just a quick reminder, I am going to have a 12/21 portal fire ceremony. This is a huge, huge, huge fire ceremony. It has to do with the activation of potential. You guys, I want to share this. Last year, I did the 12/21 portal. And, it was during that ceremony that I began to really allow myself to make the shifts that were necessary to create the space within myself to really begin having some of my biggest dreams come true. And, not long after that, I started the Soul Sanctuary podcast. Okay. Not long after that, I went ahead and started the nonprofit ministry church we have. That began. These are things that I've always had in my heart to do. and all of those things happened. Not long after that, it's always been my dream to have an amazing team that I can work with long term, lifelong, to build the most potential in the most solid, most integrity filled way. That came true. This has been a year it's been very, very challenging, but all of my biggest dreams have been coming true. Yes, I've had to put effort into it, but all of these things that I've wanted so badly for so long, they've managed to find a way to come to fruition. This 1221 portal is going to amplify that. So when I say this is such an important portal, you have no idea the potentiality this carries for you in your life. This carries a huge potentiality for you in your life. This is the point where the collective whole is going to be prepared, not just for success, but really for profound elevations of abundant living, like profound elevations in abundant living. Okay. We got to make sure we allow ourselves to receive whatever it is we need to receive. What do I suggest you guys do on the 21st? Leading up to the 21st, I want you guys to begin really thinking about the things that have been disharmonic in your life and whether or not that needs to remain a part of your life. Another really powerful thing you can do is begin very much keeping track of the type of thoughts that have prevented you from moving forward, really putting the effort into the different projects that you've wanted to do but have been so afraid to take that chance on. Like, what is it? Is it something someone said? Is it a fear from childhood? Like, really paying attention to that so you can begin working on that, and it's not going to interfere with the work that's being done on the 21st and beyond. Also allowing yourself to get enough rest, not allowing yourself to get sucked into any negativities, operating in such a way where it's like, no, it's going to happen. Like, for example, we had a couple events that we missed last week, like in-person events we missed last week to go ahead and, continue to earn for Soulwork Synergistics. And yesterday I was like, oh, you know what? I'll just let the event organizers know that, yeah, no, we're going to do it this week instead to make up for what we missed last week. Normally I'd be like, oh, well, we missed it, so that's kind of it. No. So I messaged them this morning like, hey, just letting you know we're making up for last week this week. Thank you. And then they messaged me back like, oh, yeah, no, that shouldn't be a problem. When were you thinking of starting? Oh, today. And it's not that I'm demanding it. It's that, no, this is in alignment. I'm not asking for anything more than what we had contractually agreed to. It's just a shifting of days. I don't want to take advantage of you. And I hope you understand why last week happened the way it did. And hopefully we can, see you today. Yeah. and that was approved. That was approved. So that type of approaching certain attempts to manifest situations and opportunities where normally you would be like, oh no, it's too late. Now you're going to be like, you know what? Let me just ask and I'm sure it'll be fine. And then it becomes fine because you really, truly, genuinely believe that. Because you're not trying to take advantage. You're not trying to get more than what you agreed to. You're just trying to reestablish a balance that kind of got a little bit rickety, right? So you could do that for your life. It's something that's just super duper powerful. And, trying to detox yourself, increasing your fruit consumption, increasing your vegetable consumption, nothing too crazy, but just really allowing yourself to increase the amount of nutrients that you're taking in. And usually if you take in the appropriate amount of nutrients for yourself, your body then has the components that are necessary to begin gently detoxing itself. for many of us, our liver is heavily overburdened with toxins, endocrine disruptors, and things like that from our environment, our beauty products, toiletries, just everything, commercial cleaners, all of that. So we have to really give ourselves a break. Maybe switch your cleaners to just, Castile soap in a spray bottle with like a percentage of that being white distilled vinegar, and just using that to clean for up until the 21st to kind of lessen some of that toxic load. That might help you. Getting enough rest and drinking plenty of fluid will greatly help you. It will greatly, greatly help you. Okay. So I hope those suggestions can somehow empower you between now and then. I will see you guys again very, very soon. I love y'all. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Bye, everyone.